friends, this is Grace. Welcome back to my channel. We are on video number 4, but page number 3 of this new series that I'm doing. I have the Happily Ever After Simple Stories collection, and I am going through that and trying to scrap some non-wedding related layouts, just to kind of give you an idea of what you can do if you have some kind of collection that's like this, where it is very themed heavy, especially the stickers, but the papers and the colors can be used for other things. Before I started all of my layouts, I did kind of put together, not kind of, but I did put together some cardstocks that I thought would blend really well with the papers, kind of making my own kit. If you've been scrapbooking, if you've done kits before, you're familiar that a kit usually will have cardstock matching the papers and then some embellishments, and also some maybe letter stickers. So the things that I've added for my stash would be the cardstock, and then whatever item that I felt I could use for titles, because that's something, I mean, it has the stickers in the chipboard sets have some words to it, but it would not match some of the layouts that I am doing. So those are the only things that I have incorporated from my stash, and the rest I am trying to make the most of this particular collection, which is very pretty, by the way. I really love the muted colors. Well, some of them are muted, some not, but I just love the designs and also the colors to it. Now I'm using a Scrapbook Generation sketch here. I believe that's a free one. And the orientation of the sketch has the layouts going, this kind of long banner is actually going vertical, but I am turning it on its side and making it horizontal, just because my photos are horizontal and I have 2 of them. And so I am going to, like, when you have them right on top of another, it makes for a vertical 4x6. So that's why I turned it over. Another thing that I like to do with my layouts is that I want to have a border. That's just kind of the way I do things. It makes my eyes lead right into the layout, and it contains all of the elements that I want, and so that's what I would normally do. But because I am limited with papers, I only have one of the 12x12 paper pack, and I have used some of them already. I wanted to, instead of having the pattern paper behind the cardstock, I just cut strips, 1/4-inch strips of the pattern paper, and then glued that on the side to have that illusion that it is actually behind when I just framed it. So the sketch has the photos. Again, I'm just turning it 90 degrees, but it has some pattern papers on the top and the bottom of it. And this lends really well if you have scraps or if you have some 6x6 paper pads, which is really good. Now I'm pulling out some papers from the 6x8 pad, and I'm just trying to figure out how I want that. I am not following the measurements because I do have that 1/4 inch on each side plus the photo, so I'm kind of just eyeballing it, and I will trim as I go if I feel like I need to trim it. Now I also wanted to use the frame in this particular layout, just because, like I said in the first video, that's something that I wanted to incorporate. It's very rare lately that I would use some kind of chipboard accent on my layout. That's just something that I don't do anymore, but I wanted to incorporate that here. And one of the things that I had talked about when I was pulling out or showing off all of the materials was that this particular frame has a just married banner on the bottom right, and because I'm turning it, it's going to be on the bottom left, but I am going to cover that up with this accent that has the balloons and also the camera. I think it's really good to find ways to use the items, especially when you know you don't have a use, when you don't have something for the intention, or for the initial intention of that product. And so I guess the only people that would really know that that was a car that has a just married sign would be you that watches this video. But I'm sure my family will not care less what was behind that. One of the things that I had noticed when I was putting the layout together was that there was a lot of white space, and the layout did have that. I knew that coming in, but again, I was looking at it and it just felt to me, this is just my personal opinion, that it was missing some things. And so I am going to add a little bit to the cluster or the panel of pattern papers and just add some borders on the top and the right. And I am using that small dot paper because I want a border there, but I don't want it to be, I don't want one that has lots of design that might conflict with what I already have there. And I'm also kind of thinking if I should add the striped paper. I'm kind of going through some other items, trying to see if there's anything else that I should be adding that I think would work better. One of the things that I thought was that the scallop border that I created needed a little bit more color to that, a contrast to the lightness of that paper. And so I added a strip of that floral. Now again, I know I said I don't want anything to conflict with the papers that I already have, but I feel like because it's so skinny, it's a 1/4 inch, that I'm just looking for the colors in there. I'm not looking for the design or the images that's on the paper that would conflict with the ones that I already have. So at this point, I've already adhered the papers. I actually also adhered my journaling strip, and I'm putting that on the bottom right. I don't know if you noticed, but the last line of that journaling strip, I could have cut off the rest of the white paper, but I am leaving that as is because I have a plan for that later on, and I will show it to you later. Now, my title will be Family Time. If you watched the first layout video of this series, I had showed a paper that had just a bunch of cut out titles, or I should say words that I am meaning to use as titles. And one of those words is the word family. And so I'm putting that there and I'm marrying that with the Simple Stories stickers. I found that this color actually went really well with the leaf colors of the paper. And so I'm going to put that there and just going to spell time. And these photos are just kind of random photos. There was one Saturday that we decided to eat out. I believe this is like the Saturday before Memorial Day. I might be wrong, but we just went to one of our favorite local places, which serves Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. And we have lived in this town for about 11 years. And one of my favorite parts of living here is finding those, mom and pop shops that that just has the food that we like. So we have a favorite place to eat Philly cheesesteaks. So if ever you're in Colorado Springs and you want some advice on which I think is the best Philly cheesesteak, let me know. Anyways, I don't know if you noticed, but I did stamp the date on that empty space, but I wasn't quite happy with the way I stamped it. And so I stamped it again right above the time just so that you can see the date. Oh, I guess it was June, not May. But one final thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to scatter some hearts. In the sketch, it had some circles and some stars there, but this particular collection had a lot of hearts, both just the paper die cut and then the chipboard, and then it has some stickers. Some of it are even gold. And so I'm kind of doing a diagonal line from the top right to the bottom left, and that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to end my layout there. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. If you are new to my channel or new to this series, I have grabbed the Simple Stories Happily Ever After collection, and I'm making some layouts with that. This is the fourth video. If you have not watched the other videos, make sure you check out the playlist, because I did create a playlist for this particular series. I always do that with my series just so I can contain them in one spot. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.